Welcome back to day 28. We are going through the Children's Bible 365 days, and today is day 28. We are using this Bible, the Children's Bible, and the story today, the Trickster tricked, which can be found in Genesis 28 to 29. Laban welcomed his sister's son, Jacob, and made him stay with them and their two daughters, Leah and Rebekah. Jacob helped by looking after his uncle's flocks. "I should be paying you for all of your hard work," Uncle Laban said one day. "I do not want any wages," Jacob replied. "If you let me marry Rachel, I will work 7 years for you without pay." Jacob loved Rachel so much that 7 years of hard work seemed a small price to pay in order to have her as his wife. When the 7 years were ended, a great marriage feast was arranged. At nightfall in the darkness, Laban brought Jacob his bride. But when the next morning drew, Jacob found that the woman he had married was not Rachel, but Leah. Jacob, who had tricked others, had been tricked himself. When Jacob complained bitterly to Laban, he told him that it would have been unfair to Leah for her younger sister to be married first. "If you wait until this week's celebrations are over," Laban promised, "you shall marry Rachel as well. But you must work another 7 years for me in payment." At that while, men often had more than one wife, in spite of the jealousy and quarrels that it caused. So both sisters were married to Jacob. After a while, Jacob also took their 2 maid servants to be his wives, as the custom then was. Jacob soon had many sons, but Rachel, his wife, he loved so dearly, had no children. Rachel was bitterly jealous of Leah because of all the sons she had had, and Leah was very unhappy because Jacob did not love her. At long last, Rachel had a son and called him Joseph. After Joseph was born, Jacob planned to leave Laban, but the flocks had grown so large since Jacob had looked after them. Laban persuaded him to stay, offering him wages at last. Jacob asked to have for his own any black lambs with speckled goats in the flock. Laban readily agreed, for there were not many like that. But when many black and speckled ones were born, Laban was cross and tried to cheat Jacob by changing his agreement. But however often Laban cheated Jacob, God made him successful. And soon he had not only made Laban rich, but he had become wealthy, owner of flocks and herds himself. One night God told Jacob to return to his home in Canaan. Next day, while Laban was away, he and his wives and their children and all the animals got ready to set off on the journey back to the land that God had promised to give Jacob's descendants in time to come. What do you think about that then? My lesson that I have from this story, the Trickster tricked, is that God will bring you success. You surrender yourself to God, He will bring you success. If you become a follower of His Son Jesus, He will bring you success in whatever area you desire, whether it's relationships, financial, business, studies, anything that you set your mind to. Even if you're learning piano, He will bring you success in your playing the piano. If it's something else, He will bring you success. And that's how good God is. He will enable you, he will gift you, he will support you. He is the only Father that can do successfully the role of a father. Many of our earthly fathers fall short in a few ways. In many ways, in some cases. However, not God. God bless.